product spotlight number 501 is the 2021 action-adventure film Zack Snyder's Justice League from the DC Universe. Determined to ensure Superman's death was not in vain, Bruce Wayne aligns forces with Diana Prince with plans to recruit a team of metahumans to protect the world from an alien threat of catastrophic proportions. The task proves to be more difficult than Bruce imagined, as each of the recruits must face demons of their own past to transcend that of which has held them back, allowing them to come together to form the Justice League. Now united, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Cyborg, and The Flash must battle Steppenwolf, Desaad, and Darkseid and put a stop to their dreadful intentions. So there are two versions of this film, the Joss Whedon version, which came out in 2017, and this Zack Snyder version, which was released to HBO Max in 2021, and then later on released to disc. I was not a fan of the Joss Whedon version at all, and was pretty disappointed in it, especially after 2016's Batman vs. Superman, which I thought was excellent. So I was very glad when it was announced that Zack Snyder's version would actually see the light of day. And just as I expected, the Snyder version is miles better than the Whedon version. In fact, I like to pretend that the Whedon version just doesn't even exist now. Visually, the Snyder version is one of the most impressive comic book films ever made. And I liked how each character was important and well balanced within the story. That's one of the biggest issues I have with ensemble action films, is that you usually have one or two characters doing the majority of the work, while the rest just kind of stand around most of the time. But with this one, it's pretty even. The film does have a runtime of 4 hours and 2 minutes though, so viewer fatigue does set in at times. However, the action is pretty evenly spread throughout the whole movie, so you don't have too many spots where it drags. I do think about 30 minutes could have been trimmed to help with the runtime, but I think this was originally intended to be two different films, a part 1 and part 2, and they just combined both parts to make this one. So with that in mind, the 4-hour runtime is a little easier to digest, knowing that you're watching pretty much two films in one. My favorite part of the movie has to be the final act, and especially after the final fight. We see a scene where Lex Luthor escapes prison and meets up with Deathstroke. And then after that, there is a nightmare dream sequence in which Batman has to team up with the Joker. And I really liked both of those scenes and how they were to set up the next movie. And it's sad that we will not be able to see what would have happened with those storylines. I think originally the Batman solo film that was going to be directed by Ben Affleck, it would have had Deathstroke being the main villain, with them working out their differences, and then probably teaming up to take on another villain, maybe Hugo Strange or the Ventriloquist, some villain that we haven't seen before. I think that would have been cool, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. And then in the next Justice League movie, I think we would have had Darkseid arrive on Earth, and then he would have possessed Superman, making him evil, and I think all of that would have played out really nicely, especially the idea of having Batman having to team up with his enemies. We haven't seen that before in a film. They've done it in the comics, but not in a film before, so that would have been cool to see. But we're just gonna have to let go of this and just move on. I am interested in seeing how the new slate of DC films turns out with James Gunn. I thought did a really good job with the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Those are my favorite movies in the Marvel Universe, so I'm excited to see what he can do for DC. And I'm most interested in the Superman Legacy film. As much as I liked Zack Snyder's universe and his ability to make all heroes stand on their own, I feel like he just never got Superman 100% right. It seems like they felt like Superman was too powerful, so they were always trying to make a way or find a way to make him weaker or to have him be a villain. So it will be nice to see Superman at full strength again and in full hero mode in Superman Legacy. And hopefully he fights a new villain like Brainiac or Metallo. I've always wanted to see them on the big screen, and hopefully they can do something new and fresh with that. And hopefully it's not another origin story. We've got enough of those. So this product spotlight features sweet and tangy barbecue flavored Doritos. Barbecue is an interesting flavor for Doritos. I didn't dislike these, but I felt like they could have been a little bit better. I think a spicy barbecue or maybe a jalapeno barbecue flavor would work better for me. Also featured is Mountain Dew Energy Pitch Black and Mountain Dew Zero Pitch Black. The Pitch Black flavor has been out before. It just comes and goes at random times. I tried both the energy drink and the soda version, and both have a pretty strong grape flavor if you like grape, and I have to say that I enjoyed the soda quite a bit more than I liked the energy drink. The energy drink just kind of has kind of a weaker taste, and the soda just stood out a lot more to me. Also featured are the newly released Doritos dips with the Cool Ranch jalapeno flavor and the spicy nacho flavor. I tried them both and I like the Cool Ranch flavor the best of the two, but both were pretty good. I have to say that they really aren't totally necessary though. If you're eating Doritos, usually Doritos are pretty tasty just by themselves. I dipped the barbecue Doritos into each one of the dips, and I sort of felt like there was too much flavor going on with that. However, I was eating a hot dog at the same time, and I ended up dipping the hot dog into the dips, and it was actually really good, and it actually paired up nicely, especially the nacho one with the hot dog. So I think the dips aren't really gonna be hugely popular as a chip dip, but if you're looking for an extra flavor to spice up your hot dogs or your vegetables or something like that, then I could see a reason to buy the Doritos dip. The Justice League 4K I ended up buying at Walmart for $10 during the Black Friday sale a while back. Currently it's $14.96 on Walmart.com, but you can also find it on eBay for around $12 to $15. I'd say it's well worth it if you are a DC fan and if you still collect physical media like I do. This concludes product spotlight number 501. This is actually the second time Zack Snyder's Justice League has been featured on the product spotlight series. Originally it was featured at number 259. I am featuring it again because number 259 was for the HBO Max release, and this one is for the 4K release, which I hadn't featured yet. If you are interested in checking out all the previous product spotlights 1 through 500, they are all available to view at facebook.com/popcornwithafork.